Hi there, happy hump day and welcome to Wednesday. Have you ever had that situation where you walk out of a meeting and you want to kick yourself because you didn't get what you need? Now, there can be a number of reasons why, but chances are at the top of the list is you didn't really ask for what you wanted. And often we don't. There can be a whole raft of reasons why we step back from the conversation rather than step forward. We shy away from asking for what we really want or need. And that can be because we don't want to hurt someone else's feelings, or we're worried about how they're going to react or how they're going to think. We don't want to upset them. We're not sure whether what we're asking for is legitimate or valid. Perhaps fearful, don't have the guts to ask for it. Concerned about how the other person might react to what it is that you're asking for. And sometimes we don't ask for what we need because we haven't clearly identified what those needs are. You know, it was a wonderful poet and writer, Maya Angelou, who said, ask for what you want and then be prepared to get it. And I often say to people, don't ask, don't get. It's one of those adages, but I've seen it play out time and time again. The world's changing all around us. And if you want to get to where you want to get to, if you want to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for, that means you need to get ready to ask for what it is that you need. So what I'm going to share with you today are six tips. Things that can help you get ready for you making that ask. Firstly, pick your timing. And that means what's the right time of day to have the conversation with the person. Don't ask when the other person's distracted. You want to ask when they're ready for it, when you know that they're going to focus on the conversation. And as part of that pick your timing, think about the location. Because location will influence, the environment you're in is going to influence the outcome of the conversation. Think ahead. And that can mean that you think about the conversation in advance and you're ready for it. But also, you may find that there's an opportune moment that just pops up unexpectedly. So as part of your thinking ahead, what you're doing is recognizing and articulating for yourself what that need is. And then you wait for the right moment. I remember when I got my first real job out of university, and it was about right time, right place. I had an internship at a council, and I sat in front of the deputy director, and my internship was coming to an end, and I'd been wanting to find a way to ask him about whether I could now come on full time, but I was nervous and didn't know about when was the right time. And then he said to me one day quite casually, I'm going to miss seeing the back of your head. And I sort of jokingly turned around and said to him, well, we can change that, can't we? You can give me a job. And he laughed, and then he said, actually, what a great idea. And so he went off and made it happen. And just by making that ask, right time, right place, I got what it was that I was needing. Number 3, recognize your needs. Part of making that ask is actually being really clear. Do I really need this? Do I need it now? And so part of going through that process is taking the time to reflect, work through, get very clear. What's the difference between my wants and my needs? Number 4, be explicit. Makes it much easier for the other person if you're explicit about what it is that you're needing and why it is you need that. As part of that, and this is number 5, you need to care about the other person's needs. Don't ask for something that they can't give you. You need to be fair, you need to be reasonable. You want to also give them options. If you make them feel as though they kind of box into a corner, that's not a good place to be. And if you go in really hard, but still end up with what you want, but you do it in such a way that the person somehow feels slighted or aggrieved in some way, that cannot be good for you. Because what it can mean is that next time, and there's often a next time, they're not going to be as open to having that conversation with you. You want the other person to walk away still feeling satisfied from that conversation as well. And number 6, recognize the no. We don't always get what we want. Sometimes it's not about accepting the first no. Sometimes there is a negotiation. Sometimes there's time. Sometimes you need to give them space to think about it. And sometimes it helps to make multiple requests. But if the person is firmly making a no, you need to then look at what your other options are. And not getting that yes that you're looking for doesn't mean that the conversation was a waste of time. What it means is you now know where you stand. You now know how far that other person is willing to go. And you can then make alternative decisions. Look for alternative courses of actions. And also, sometimes when you get a no once, it does mean that what comes next, later down the track, is a yes that's going to be a better yes than the yes if they had said yes the first time. Anyway, some great tips to start you thinking about when you're going to get in to have those conversations that you need to have. Hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week.